If you're searching for a good Filipina, then the reality of it is that more than likely you'll have to contend with Filipina love scams. The internet and Filipina dating sites can be an opportunity to find a good Filipina, especially when you go to a dating site that has a good reputation, such as you'll find in my affiliate link in the pinned comment to the Philippines' #1 dating site. The reality is that nowhere is 100% free of Filipina love scammers, and this is simply because in the Philippines many people are living in poverty or struggling to find a job and make a living. Simply, this is their way to survive. So the onus is on you as a foreigner looking for a true and genuine Filipina to be vigilant and do your due diligence to make sure you find a good and honest Filipina. And yes, there are plenty out there. You may just need to be a little patient to sort through them to find an absolute gem. In this video, I'll give you 10 ways to stop a Filipina love scammer in her tracks. This is the same formula, if you like, that I used when successfully finding my lovely Filipina wife, and that was 7 years ago, and rest assured, I've never looked back since. #1 is something I believe in very much, and it's always steered me in the right direction throughout my life. Well, at least once I learnt to trust in it, and that is your gut feeling. This is something I speak about in many of my videos, and the reason it is so important is because when someone meets a woman for the very first time that he may be attracted to, he may miss many signs that would normally let him know something with her may be a little off. In the early stages, he may be very taken by her, and his want for a beautiful woman can override his common sense. The subconscious part of the brain will see and hear everything that you may ignore, and then it will send that feeling to the pit of your stomach. This is a backup to your survival system, and it's giving you a final warning that something isn't right. The guys who ignore that warning are the ones you see crying on Raffy Tulfo show because they've given so much money to a Filipina, or the guys in comments on YouTube videos telling you how bad Filipinas are instead of taking responsibility themselves. #2 is another thing I've probably said in most of my videos, and there's a very good reason for that. I refer to taking your time to get to know this woman, and that is really one of the very best ways to protect yourself from a potential love scam. So many foreign men see a beautiful Filipina over the computer and think there's no way such a beautiful woman could be a scammer. But guys, rest assured that looks can be very deceiving. The facts are that a woman looking to relieve you of your money in some form will not hang around forever. And remember what I said earlier. For many of these women, it's a way of survival, a way to put food on the table. So do you really think she will wait around chatting to you for many hours each day, each week, and each month if she isn't getting anything at all? Be sure that within a few weeks, if she hasn't had some sort of success, she won't be wasting her valuable time on you any longer, and she'll move on to another man who may not be so wise. #3 is really following on from the previous point, and that is, do not send any money until you have met her in person. Remember that she has lived her life perfectly well up until now and has managed in life, and she will continue to do so whilst you get to know her very well. And the truth of the matter is that a good and honest Filipina is also a proud and independent woman who certainly would never ask a man she'd only just met for any money at all. In fact, my wife never asked me for anything at all, and even now, after 6 years of marriage, she finds it hard to ask for things from me. If a Filipina is coming straight out and asking you for money, or she's giving you heart-wrenching stories so you feel compelled to offer money, then block her straight away and never look back. Now, having said that, I do have some understanding for guys at this time with COVID who may send small amounts to help out a Filipina they may have already known for several months. In these unprecedented times, a few thousand pesos a month will not break the bank should things not work out. But certainly do not send any money to a woman that you've only known for less than a month. Number 4 is that you need to take it upon yourself to learn about the many types of Filipina love scams that you may be faced with before you even start your search. Rest assured, arming yourself with this knowledge will allow yourself to identify a possible love scammer as she sets out about her work to relieve you of your hard-earned cash. Knowing how she works and the questions she may ask or the hard luck stories she may give you will raise your awareness straight away to what she's up to. Number 5 follows on from the previous point, and that is learning all about the red flags or warning signs. Filipina love scammers will typically work in a certain way. They'll target a foreign man who may be lonely or vulnerable, and they may try and speed the relationship up by saying "I love you" soon after meeting online, and they may even send you nude pics or give you a peep show on a video call. Be sure that all this is designed for you to think she's really into you, but the opposite is happening here, and she's only focused on your money. There are many other red flags to learn, far too many to go through here, but feel free to check out my Filipina Love Scams playlist after this video. Number 6 is when you first meet online, or even if it's in person, be sure to ask her plenty of questions in a natural way, of course, as it's not an interrogation. And be sure to pay close attention to her responses, as this may very well come in handy later on if she proves not to be genuine. And if she is genuine, then she'll think it's good that you're interested in her and what she has to say. Number 7 is watching carefully her body language. I recently did a video on this very subject that you may like to check out after this video. I believe a woman can tell you many things that aren't true verbally, but the truth can be seen in her facial expressions, the way she holds her head, covering her mouth, looking down or sideways at certain times in the conversation, the tone of her voice, and the list goes on. Familiarising yourself with having a bit of knowledge around body language will certainly help to raise red flags for you to pay attention to and to investigate a bit further to see if she's genuine or not. Number 8 is looking for any inconsistencies in her stories over time. The fact is, a person who is telling lies, it can be very hard to remember all of the lies she has told and who she may have told them to. So, if she's not genuine, her story will likely change as time goes by. If someone is recalling their truth to you, then rest assured the story will not change. If you notice the story has changed on one occasion, you may let it go and think, well, maybe there's been a misunderstanding. But if it happens again, then you know something isn't right with this particular woman. Number 9 is something I touched on a little earlier, and I think it's really important to reinforce this because I do see many foreign guys falling for this all the time, and afterwards they admittedly will tell you how foolish they felt. And that is if she comes out directly and asks you for money or says she needs help. And know right here that help to a Filipina equals money. Many guys get taken in this way and they think to themselves, what's $100 or so? But know this, she will then push for more and regular money from you, and even if you do wake up to what she's doing but have already sent her some money, that is only encouraging her to push on to the next foreign guy who she knows will make the same mistake, and so the cycle continues. Number 10 is if you have any doubts about her on whether or not she is genuine or if she's scamming you, then you need to walk away. I do get asked this particular question regularly on this channel, and to me, those doubts are being placed there most likely by your gut feeling we spoke about earlier. Granted, for some guys it may also be paranoia, but to my way of thinking, if a guy is that paranoid where he can't trust himself or a good Filipina, then perhaps he isn't ready to be in a relationship until he can sort out his own trust issues. I believe that many guys who ask this question to me already know the answer, but they just want some sort of validation or reassurance. I do believe if people follow the 10 ways I've mentioned here and go to a reputable Filipina dating site like the one in my pinned comment, rather than Facebook groups or dating sites that aren't reputable, you'll have a far better success rate and far less frustration in finding a good Filipina for a long-term relationship. By following the guide in this video, you'll be stacking the odds in your favour for sure, as I did when I commenced my search. If you have found this video informative, then please subscribe and turn on the notification bell for future videos. Thanks for watching, stay safe and take care.